For many Naruto fans, Itachi Uchiha is the unsung hero of the series, a selfless young man who sacrificed his life for Kage country and little brother but expected no glory, reward, nor recognition. It's not exactly who comes to mind when you think of Sociopath. Usually we think of sociopaths in terms of lazy cliches, people who resemble either the Joker or Hannibal Lecter, psychotic manipulators with a grandiose sense of self-worth who lack even a shred of human empathy. In a nutshell, monsters in human clothing. If we think about them in terms of Naruto characters, then characters like Hidan and Orochimaru spring to mind. Like the Joker, Hidan comes across as psychologically unstable and recklessly violent. Specifically, he's a foul-mouthed religious fanatic. On the other hand, Orochimaru, like Hannibal, is a superficially charming genius with a sinister set of hobbies. Though these sociopathic cliches sound quite different, they do have one thing in common. They're both evil, often irredeemably evil. Joker is a mass-murdering anarchist, Hidan makes sacrifices to a cult god, Orochimaru conducts experiments on his underlings, and Hannibal is a cannibal. These actions can be classified as unforgivable crimes. But these stereotypes sometimes lead us to forget a more obvious truth about sociopaths. The sociopaths are human too. Rather than being crazy or creepy monsters, they can be extraordinarily ordinary human beings who are capable of doing good as well as evil. Just take Dexter Morgan. By day, Dexter is a hard-working forensic analyst who helps solve crimes. But by night, Dexter moonlights as a serial killer who hunts down, tortures and murders ex-offenders as a form of frontier justice. Unlike the previous sociopaths, Dexter is not irredeemably evil. Though he employs brutal and gruesome methods in killing his victims, there's still a moral method to his madness. He kills people as a form of justice, by paying evil with evil. If anything, he's morally grey, a bit like Itachi Uchiha. But Itachi is a special case. He was originally portrayed as a sociopathic villain, someone who butchered his entire clan out of cold blood. But after a stunning revelation, we discover that he didn't butcher his clan for selfish reasons, but rather selfless ones. It was all to protect his village and little brother. Almost overnight, Itachi turns from psychopathic villain to tragic hero. His crimes were not only forgiven, but justified as inevitable, necessary, and in some cases, good. Even the author Masashi Kishimoto gives his take in the form of a Freudian excuse. Background context authors provide to either explain or defend a character's morally questionable actions. This one goes some way towards explaining why Itachi turned out the way he did. In the Light and Dark novels, Itachi recounts a time when his father, Fugaku Uchiha, took him to see the aftermath of a battle during the Third Great Shinobi War. Fugaku hoped that the grim side of a battlefield would teach his 4-year-old son a timeless lesson about the tough and dangerous life of a ninja that lay ahead of him. But Fugaku got more than he bargained for. The brutal scenes of the battlefield had scarred his son. The violence had deeply traumatized him, so much that he became a pacifist. Itachi vowed from that day forward he would do anything to stop this kind of hell breaking loose in the ninja world. But as honorable as Itachi's intentions were, it's still hard to defend the actions of someone who carried out extrajudicial murders and arguably genocide against his own flesh and blood as necessary, let alone sane. Itachi apologists argue that his intentions were more important than his actions. And if you couple that up with the fact that he's seen as an unsung hero, then you have a question that is not only unanswered, but also unasked. This essay attempts to ask and answer this very question. Whether Itachi Uchiha was simply a victim of his circumstances, or was he something more? A sociopath. For this particular inquiry, I'll be using the following criteria: deceptive and manipulative behavior, proclivity towards violence, and a lack of remorse or guilt.